So I'm going to use 3 different accounts today. One for a student, one for an administrator, and one for a course coordinator. So let's start with the student. I know in the webinars that I did before, I have shown a little bit about the student, but let's go full-blown today. I want to keep the webinar to an hour, but after we meet that hour limit, if there are any questions, I'm more than happy to stay online and discuss any of your questions. So I'm going to use an account for an NGA student, and I'm going to sign in. And when I get into the account, my default page for everybody is always going to be my courses page. And this is basically the home page of the system. And everybody's is going to be different because everybody is working in different courses. So the courses that you see here are the courses that I'm currently, this NGA student is currently enrolled in. So they don't have to go through the whole thing. Under the NGA logo, if you click the NGA logo, you're going to go to this My Courses page. You have a little house there. There's a home page. That link will take you to My Courses, and obviously My Courses path will take you to My Courses page too. I can view the courses by seeing everything that I'm currently working on, and that's the active courses. I can also see courses that I have completed, or I can see both active and completed courses. So I haven't completed. Oh yeah, I do have a completion course. So that's the course list. If I click all courses, it would be my active courses plus my completed course. So that's the view of my courses. From here, I can jump into any of the courses. I just first want to go through the different views that we have. So that's my courses. So if I go on the left menu, I'm going to, I put my cursor over the menu button, then it's going to open and it's going to give me, okay, you can go to my courses, you can go to your course catalog, which is a different view of the courses. You can go and get a learning plan if that has been assigned to you, or you can go to my activities. So let's keep with the theme of the courses, and then let's look at the course catalog. And if you're a store in the US, you're going to get the English courses, plus you're going to get the courses in Spanish, and you're going to get the US courses. If you're in Canada, this USA library is not going to be available to you. So in this system, these are called catalogs. And when I click my course catalog option, it displays all the catalogs. But I can go here in this drop-down menu, and I can choose one catalog specifically that I might want to see. So I want to say, for example, I want to see the English catalog. So I click on that. And that will open that catalog and will show me all the courses that are available within that catalog. Okay, and now this area of categories on my the left side of the courses is available. And that is basically the libraries that we used to have in the current system. These categories are kind of similar to that. So if I want to see only the welcome courses, I click on that and I get the 3 welcome courses versions. If I want to see essentials, and these are basically the courses that are important to every store, that apply to everybody. And that's the business ethics, the customer service, the sexual harassment, and the stress management. You have a library for management courses, or I should say a category for logistics, and that's basically the same as we had in the other one. And now we have an operations category, and that's where you have your loss prevention, your tobacco sales, your supermarket finance, receiving, alcohol awareness. Then we have the courses based on positions, and now we combine what it used to be our supermarket library and our convenience store library. And then we did just one catalog, one category for all those courses that are specific to the positions within the store. We have a produce library, and this looks so pretty. All the graphics with all the fruits and vegetables. We have a safety library, a merchandising library, and then industry-related courses. And those are all for the food retail industry. So it's food retailing today, introduction to food and health, key U.S. supermarkets, shopping occasions. So that's how our courses are going to be organized. But it's basically the same set of courses. I just want to make a parenthesis. We are in the process of moving all the courses into the new system. Right now, we have available, completed about, I think it's about 75% of our courses, and those 70% of our courses represent about 95% of our usage. So all the popular courses that we use day in and out, those are already available. It's only those courses that are specific, like logistics and Asia Imperative, that are for very small niche groups, are the ones that are being converted last. So when you roll out to the new system, you're going to have all the courses that you need to start training all your entry-level people. So that's the categories. Now let's look at a learning plan. And this is a student that this is available for, because this group has defined that they're going to have learning plans. And in this case, this employee doesn't have any learning plan assigned to them. I'm going to show you later on one that somebody that has, and what the implications of having a learning plan. So that's what that menu is for. And then I have my activities. And in my activities is basically a dashboard of everything that, all the information and statistics of this particular student. So you have, basically, it tells you the name of the student. It tells you the level that they have. So this is a user. This is not an administrator. This is not a course coordinator. In here you have the date when they were enrolled in the system. So that was January 6th. The last day they accessed, so that is basically today. Total time that this person has spent on the system, it's 8 hours. Number of active courses is 5. And then I have a progress bar, and I have there should be a table here, and for some reason it's my computer that does not display this. But there should be here on all the activity for the last 12 months, there should be a table. And I think it's my browser is not updated. So I have to look into that. But there should be here a table with a graph indicating my, my usage. The progress information here, it tells me the courses. I have 4 courses in progress plus 1 that I have already completed. That totals my active courses here. My top 3 most viewed courses, then it tells me, okay, I have spent the most time with the cheese specialist, 3 hours and 29 minutes. In the grocery stocker, which I completed, I spent 46 minutes. And in the assistant bakery manager, it's still in progress, and I have spent 22 minutes in that course. Here underneath my performance, there should be also a graph. I'm going to try a different browser and see if I can get it for you. And then the highest score that I have achieved is 100 out of 100. My lowest score has been 0, and my average score then is 65.6. So it does all that calculation. So in just one screen, the student can know what their progress is. And as an administrator, you will have access to this information from your account. So that's the statistics. Then the additional information field, that actually gives me the fields that we are requiring now for a student. Before, we used to require only username, password, and an email address. In this system, we are requiring all the information for that student. And that is because the stored information is part of the student account. Before, we used to have a business unit file that will contain the stored information, and that will be part of the student file automatically. In this system, the student file is basically self-contained, so that's why we need to have the specific stored information, the address, the state, country. We have added the department that the student belongs to, the store code. And now with the store code, this is just a reference information for us. Before, the store code will control where the student file goes. In here, because the administrator is choosing where they want to put the student, the store codes become really just a tracking number. So it's not that big confidential number any longer. It can be a public, it will be a public information, because every student will have it attached to their file, and they will be able to see that. So this is all the information. When you register a student as an administrator, you will be able to import all this information from a spreadsheet. So you don't have to repeat this information when you're putting your students in. So it's not like you're going to have to retype everything. So that's the additional information that with the new fields. We are also requiring the birth date of the student. Then I'm having here the courses is my second window for my student activities, and then that will list this is more like the gradebook that we currently have, where we have a list of the courses and their status and when we enrolled and the total time. So it's more on a table format. I can see this information in the statistics, but I won't have the details. In here, when you click courses, you have the detail of your coursework. A classroom, we don't have to bother because we don't have any classroom available. Learning plans, this student doesn't have any learning plans, so that will be empty. And we have a social link here, and this will be available in a later, we will activate this feature later on. This is basically the creation of forums where people can discuss and share information. So it's kind of a mix between a blog and a Facebook feature for the students. But for this release, on February 2nd and March 22nd, this will still be inactive. We will not be using this feature because there are many features that we have new in the system, so we want to make the transition as simple as possible. So there are certain features that we're not switching on just yet to make sure that everybody's comfortable with the system, and then slowly we will be releasing these new features one at a time. So any questions about my activities and the information that a student can get to? Are we good? Any questions? Let me see. Do I have muted everybody? No? You guys are?
No, we're here. We're here.
I'm sorry?
No, we said we're here.
Oh, okay. So if there are any questions whatsoever, just let me know. So, yes, go ahead. Who's this?
I do. We have a question. This is Tracy Noel. We had a question. There was an option in one of the screens for students to buy courses.
Oh, that's a good.
It said free, buy. It said all in all courses.
This is something that it's being disabled. The programmers, this will not be available. They're in the process of removing this, but yeah.
Okay.
In this case, all our courses will be free.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Except the food handler certification, that is provided by another organization, and there will be a charge if you that you will have to enter your credit card in order to get that course. But this feature will not be available. So good point.
Thank you.
See, I don't see it anymore. It's good that you brought it up, because I know that that's going to be off. It's been out of my radar. So that's what a student gets. So now let's see what happens when you enroll in a course. So I'm going to go and I'm going to pick, let's see, pick a produce course. Let's see, let's try avocados. So when you click, let me go back here just a second. When I roll over avocado, I have my subscribe and then a summary of the course. It tells me how many learning elements are there. So that's 0 to 3. That means 0 of 3. That means that I haven't completed any of the learning elements for that course. And there's a total of 3 of them. The course is an average of an hour. It's in English. And then it's an e-learning course. So if I click subscribe, what it does is it takes me to a description of the course, so I'm sure that I know what I'm doing. If I really want to subscribe to the course, then I click the subscribe button, and that will put that course into my courses. I start the course, and what is this looking? Okay, now it's loaded, and I'm going to have for the course, this looks a little different. My computer is, I should have restarted my computer because it's kind of acting funny. This image doesn't look right. Let me go back to my courses and try to reload. Okay, now it looks good. So when I'm in the course, every course now has like a portal page where I have the big banner of it where I can get it started with that play button that I have in the center. Notice that there is a blue box to the right of it, and it says avocados. And that means that if I click play, I'm going to go into the avocados piece of this course. But in here, courses are laid out differently. In the old system, we go into the course and all the tests and everything is in the same file. In this system, I have different elements to my course. So if you look at that gray bar on the below the image, I have avocados, and that is where the content is. This is basically my learning piece of the course. My learning content is in this avocados file. Then I have the test for part 1 and the test for part 2. And I can launch any of these 3 elements individually. They are right now in gray. It means I haven't gone into any of them. There is another place where I can see how many elements are to my course. And these are 3. So if you look at the menu on the left side, now I have a blue button there that indicates that I'm in a course, and it's telling me 0 of 3 because 0, I haven't started any piece, and there are 3 pieces to my course. So, so here, if I roll over, then it displays all the parts and elements that are contained in this course. So I have my... Go ahead. Anybody has a question? Okay, I'm going to mute everyone. So if you have a question, I have a question here for Carol. Is the food sanitation course on there that it's needed for Illinois? The food safety and sanitation courses that are going to be in this system are they are being released they're being worked on right now because they're all being updated to the 2014 food code. So they are on par to what the new regulations are. So that's going to be what's going to be in this system. So it's going to be compliant to the food code of 2014. I'm sorry. we don't have a course that is certified by the state of Illinois. We do have the food handler certification, and I understand that it's a national certification, so it should be valid for all the states. And that is the one that is provided, that certification, by a separate organization outside of us. So you do the studying with us, you go the testing with them. And that certification should be valid. But you can find more information online, and Jason King is the person that handles that. So that question answered. So I have my 3 elements here. So besides the elements that are part of my course, then I have on the bottom a summary of my course. So I have the date when I enroll in the course, the last time I access it. It tells me that there's a certificate available for this course, and then I have my activities. And see that my activities is in 0%. So I haven't done absolutely anything for this course. I also have the course description again, and I can make comments here and publish those comments regarding the course. I like it, I didn't like it, it's good for this, this is a good part of the course, whatever you want to comment about the course. So that is that piece. So let's look into the actual course, because the layout of the course is also changed. So,
the avocado is native to Central and South America. Today, they are commercially
okay, so now we start with the narration of the course, and let's spend a minute here to, let me just lower it, kill that narration. So in here now, I'm in the avocados course, and this is my landing page. This is my intro. There's a narration with it. So now I don't have that left bar where I had all the list of the content of the course, but I do have a table of contents basically in the same area. It's on the top left of the screen. It says table of contents, and I click on that, and I have a list of all the content on the course. So the same way I used to do, I can click on any piece of it, and it will take me straight to that page. So that functionality remains the same. I can control the volume of the narration. I can pause the narration. I move next and previous on the bottom. So those are my controls for the particular screen I'm in. But also on the top, on the right side, I have a transcript. So if there's anybody that's hearing impaired or anything like that, you do have a transcript of the narrations that are in the course. So that's what you're going to find in here. So if I click transcript, it does open a document. They're changing this to make sure that these links are displayed as hyperlinks. So if I want to go to USDA grades, I can click on that, and it will take me to that topic of the transcript. So that is basically the whole transcript of the avocado course. And that opens in a separate window, so I can come back to my course and go back where I was. I have the book, and the book is basically a piece where we can put additional information about the course, and also where the references leave. So if there's additional information, resources, you will be able to find them here. Okay? So that is the book. And I have my tips, which before used to be on the bottom, now it's moved to the top. So I click my tips, and I go back to the survey, the same thing as we had before. So that is the layout of the courses. So now in this case, when I'm ready for a course, when I'm done with a part, I'm going to have a completion page when I reach the end of the part. And that completion page is going to tell me, okay, you reached the end of the part. If you want to take the test right now, you can close out of here and go take the test. And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to close out of here. I'm going to use the
Anna?
close link or the X that's on the top right of the screen, and I'm going to close that. And there is also a bookmark in this system. The only thing is that it happens automatically. So you don't have to actually click a bookmark button. You just close and it bookmarks where you were at. So now I went through the course. Now you look at it and it says that I have completed that content piece. In the new courses that are going to be available for the release for February 2nd, this will work a little differently. What will happen is that once, as a student, I decide that I'm done reviewing all the content, I will manually complete this. So it will not happen automatically like it's happening here. So when you are done reviewing all the content, you get to the last page and it says, okay, it gives you a button that it tells you, okay, I'm ready to complete this course. I click on that, and then that's how I check mark that I'm done with that piece. If I want to go to a test, all I have to do is click over this link, and it's going to give me a preview of the test. It's going to give me some information, the total number of questions that it's going to have, what my requirement to pass. The test must be completed now. It cannot be resumed later. So it gives you some good tips on the testing. And then when I'm done reading that, then I click to begin. And when I'm here, I have my regular tests. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to answer some randomly. And then I'm going to submit my test. And it tells me here how many pages my test has. So it's one page. So I'm done with all the 10 questions, and I'm going to click submit. And then immediately gives me a score again. And instead of having a tutorial, what you have here is a summary of your course. Obviously, I scored 0, so I did very bad. And it tells me the question categories refer to the topic. And it's saying, okay, on the topic 1, on page 1-1, there were 4 questions. I scored 0. So I can use this to see what are the areas that I need to review. So instead of the system automatically putting together a tutorial, taking you out and giving you a new test, in here the student can see exactly what are the areas that they need to review, and how many questions they got wrong in that section, and then they can go back and check on those. So it tells me at the bottom, unfortunately, you did not pass the test. Recommendation, review the course content and retake the test. And then I'm out of the test. And I can go back in and do the test again if I want. So any questions on how this works, on how the testing and the actual course portal works? Are we good? Are you alive? Is everybody good?
So Anna?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a...
Anna, can you hear me?
I mute my phone, my speaker, so I couldn't hear anybody.
Right.
Okay, so sorry. Can you start again?
So what you're saying is that it will not automatically generate a tutorial anymore?
Yes, there's no tutorial any longer here.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Okay. Yes, it's only that at the end of the test you have a summary of the areas that you need to review and how you did in each one of the sections. Because the tutorial was kind of ambiguous. You didn't, well, it will give you the content, but you didn't know by questions how you did in the test. So it didn't give you that summary of the test. So this one does.
Right.
So, and also in here, if in the old system, if you wanted to drop a course, you need to go to a different window. In here, you will have everything self-contained. You have you can unenroll, you can enroll, you can do the test, you can see your summary, you can do comments. And see, now that that content piece is done, then it's marking like I have 33% of the course completed. And these percentages are divided between the parts. So because I have 3 parts, it's 33%. If this course had 4 parts, it's 25% completed. Any questions? We're good? Okay. So now because I didn't pass my test, it's in red. So that's it updates everything automatically. And you look at it at my image now, the play image with the blue square, and now it says here test part 1. So if I click play, it's going to take me automatically to the test part. So if I want to go back to the course content, I would have to click the actual link to the course content. Okay? So depending what's displayed here is where the system is going to take you to in the image. So that's basically how you operate the courses. And when I'm done, I have a certificate here. So any questions whatsoever?
Anna, about the certificates, the current ones, will they lose that ability to print those as well?
Yes, in this system, as a administrator, you will have access to that information.
No, I'm talking about the prior courses that they did. A lot of my persons are not printed out their certificates yet.
You know, we haven't tested yet the import of data, but as we understand it, yes, when we do the transfer, the courses that they have completed in the last 3 years will be that information. Those courses will show here as completed, and you should be able to print the certificate. A student can come in and print the certificate right there.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, not a problem. So I want to see the completed courses, and I'm gonna launch this. And completed this part. Okay. So I'm looking. This is how a completed course looks. So it's marking all the parts completed, and it says the activities, the same information in there. So. So any questions about this? We're good? So let's go and look at what happens when you're an administrator. Just log in. And I'm just making some notes. So I'm going to use the NGA administrator feature as account. Dash admin, sign in. And I'm now an administrator of NGA. I have the same features as a student. So the menu, it contains everything. The menu that I have on my top left, it has still the same features for me as a student, but now I have an administrator feature here. And this administrator feature allows me to control and see what's going on with my group. So if I do a dashboard, actually, this is not a good account. Let me just go back out of it. Start here and okay. So Oscar is an administrator. His group has learning plans. So he has been assigned a learning plan. So when you have a course coordinator, that person will be able to create these learning plans, which are custom curriculums that will allow you to assign specific courses to somebody, create these learning plans. And for example, this is an onboarding one. You can assign to every new employee automatically to the learning plan feature. And they will have these courses. You can define a learning plan and make sure that it's that courses are taken in a specific sequence. You can, as a course coordinator, you could assign somebody a course and give them a due date for them to complete those courses. So you have a lot of features when you are a course coordinator. So that's, this person has, in their personal account as a student, they do have a learning plan. So that's the first menu that will appear. So the sequence in which the courses, the windows display when you log in, if there is a learning plan, that does take precedence over my course page. If I don't have a learning plan, I go automatically to the course page. So those are the different customization. If you have the customization of the learning plan, then that will take precedence for that. So when I'm an administrator, Oscar is an administrator, and he has a dashboard. And the dashboard, when I click on that administrator wheel, it's something similar to my personal statistics page, but in here is the information for my whole group. So I do have the ability of see somebody's personal summary. So that same statistic page, I can go and find a student within my group and see that statistics page. So I have a select user. I can find anybody within the group, put their name, click generate, and it's going to give me that particular page. So you don't have to be roaming around, going to different places to get that information. So let me go back to the main page of the dashboard. I can change somebody's password, and in this system, if you don't, if you lose your password and go to your student account, it's going to show no information in the password field. That means you can either change it to reset it, or you can get the forgot my password feature that is in the login page. But in this system, it basically, if you don't remember your password, what you would have to do is reset it. There's no other option. There's no way to extract that password, okay, other than send it to the email account of the student. And then in the dashboard, you have the ability of import users directly from a spreadsheet. I'm not going to go into there here. I'm going to show it to you in a different. I can also filter information. So if I want to see what has happened in the store for the last 3 weeks, so I can select that particular time period. So I'm going to see for this last week. So from the 26th to the 30th, for example. And I can confirm. And then this data will shift to that particular time period in terms of the summaries that it gives me. So I'm going to reset that. And so I can get everything for this group because they don't have any activity. That's why it doesn't show. So there are alerts on courses that people have not enrolled in, courses that have no training material, because you're an administrator. So if there's something that is not jiving, you will get a notification here. Courses that have no completions. So here I have my recent activity. And these are alerts based on the course enrollments and course assignments that you have. So that those alerts will refer to that. Then you have recent activities, and this group hasn't done anything. But if they did, they would be a number of sessions, course completions, course enrollment. So my graph is totally flat. So I can roll over any of the nodes on the dates, and it will tell me, well, 0. Nothing has happened here in terms of enrollments. So obviously, course completions and number of sessions, it's irrelevant. So the number of sessions has gone up because there's nothing new to report, so it automatically goes up. So we have course completions and we have enrollments. And then it gives you the summary for today and for this current week. And then you also have on the bottom the course and student status. So the one that has the books refers to the courses. The student statuses the one that has the little image of people refers to the students. So for that group, no active courses, no maintenance, nothing has happened yet. If in the course popularity, it will show you the courses that people use the most and the courses that people use the least. And it's based on the number of time dedicated to those courses. So that's how that data is going to look. But you can have from the dashboard a total quick view of everything that has happening. So let's look at what else that this administrator has. You have access to the user's profiles. So the minute I open my users page, you'll see that at the bottom, I have the list of the users that are in this group. And I know they're active because they have that green check mark. So if I want to deactivate somebody, all I have to do is just click that. So isn't that wonderful? It makes it so much easier to see everybody that is active. You can make any changes in there. You also have at the end of each student file, you have the little 3-bar menu. So if I open that, I can see the user personal summary, or I can edit the student account. So I'm going to go ahead and edit. And I looked here, and this is the specific student information. And I have, see here that the password is blank. So if I don't know what it is, there's nothing I can do about it. It will not display it for me. The only thing that I can do as an administrator is actually resetting their password to something else. And there is additional information. You know that this student is a user. In this system, if somebody is going to be an administrator, they only can create, as a user of the system, an administrator can only create other students. This system, if you need a second administrator, we will have to set them up because you cannot create administrators. Because in here, somebody that doesn't know what they're doing can really do a lot of damage because you can delete people's files. You have a lot of more controls of giving credit to students for courses. So we want to make sure that anybody who has access to it knows what they're doing. Okay, so you can change their language. There's all the fields. You can come here and edit them, and you can also come here and do the notes. Okay, so that is the student profile, the user profile, but there also is the branches. So if you look on the top left of this window, there is user profile selected, then there's branches underneath. And branches here are basically stores. So instead of having in the older system we used to call business units, in here they're called branches. But a branches is basically is a much simplified version. All it is a file to contain a group of people. So it doesn't have all the different features. So here is the branch, and this administrator has access only to the grocery outlet branch. Okay? And this is where he is assigned to. He's assigned to the grocery outlet. So I'm going to close this, and that is Oscar Heron. So the same thing for each one of the other students. I can also add the user personal summary that I can show on the menu for that particular student account. It's basically the statistics page for that student. Okay, so it's basically the same thing that we saw somewhere. See here, it's showing. There's something wrong with my computer. So this is the graph of Oscar's activities in the last 12 months. Okay, so I'm just gonna close this. So any questions about how you get to a student? How do you find it? How you get to their user profile? Are we good?
Anna, is this the spot where we would add a new user? Is this where we need to go to add all our new users starting out?
Yes. There's not going to be anything outside the site. As an administrator, you have the total control. And you have two ways to add a user. So if you look to the top of the page, you see that there's new users. So this is getting to that new user page where you can add all the information for the student, and everything with the red asterisk is required. Like I said, the birth date is required, and the department is required too. So we have a selection of departments. And then when you're done completing their profile, then you can come to the branches and assign the student to a particular branch. Okay? And if you have, if you're in a group that has multiple stores, then you're going to have a little icon like this, and you can open your group and then see the stores that are underneath you. Okay, so you will always...
How can you add a learning path for a new user?
That would be a separate feature. It's a different account that this... I'll have to show... I'll show it to you later on, because that would be a custom feature. In here, for the way it's going to roll out, all the new administrators will not have the ability to do that. That would be a separate feature, and it would have a fee attached to that. Okay. So once I'm showing you now what everybody is going to get by default. If you want to do a learning plan, you will have to do something else. You will have other features. So to register, you just click new user and fill out their information. If you're going to be importing many users at one time, then you come in here and click import users from CSV. And basically all you have to do, you will prepare an Excel spreadsheet and you will save it as a CSV file. That's one of the features from Excel. If you don't know the fields, you have a download sample here on the top right. And if I click that, it lets me open a CSV file. So this is a sample CSV file. In our case, because we do have multiple fields that are required, if you will have to use a sample that I'm going to send you. So I have a separate spreadsheet with all the fields to be imported. So I will send you that because we're still tying a few things in the user profiles. So that's why I don't have it right now. But as soon as that is done, and it should be done probably today or by tomorrow morning, you will be able to use that. But it's going to be something that I'm going to send you. So you have your CSV file with the information from your student. No, I don't want to save this. So what you do is basically you choose file. You go to your desktop, whatever you have your file. So I have a sample here. So the sample students. You click open. And then you see that it indicates here the file that I'm using. So it's a maximum. The field cannot be more than 3 megs, but I don't think anybody is going to do that. We want to keep the defaults out of the text, which is basically how the system is going to read the information in your file. So you don't want to mess around with that. Yeah, we want to consider the first row of my file as a header. And the UTF is just the standard how the system is going to read the characters. And then you choose, basically, all you do is upload the file and you choose the branch that student is going to go to. So I'm going to click grocery outlet, and I'm going to come here, and I have the option to force the student to change their password when they log in the first time. If I don't want to do that because I have their final password in my spreadsheet, then I keep it as no, and then I click next. And then it brings that information that I had there, and it's gonna show me all the fields that I have in my sample document. So I have username, and it actually recognizes and it matches the username file to the username field that I have in my system. So let me explain what you're looking at. The boxes that you have on the top is the system telling you, okay, that column that is below, where do you want me to put that information? And for those fields that are the same, it automatically finds it. So it says, oh, the first row is username, so I'm going to put that information below in the username file. But when you get, and does that automatically for the default fields of the system. But because we added additional fields, now we have to go to those additional fields and then tell the system what are it's pairing it to. So the password column, it should go to the password. The language column should go, I click down and I should look for the language field. And I'm telling them, well, that information should go in the language field. This branch information should go in the branch field. The birth date should go in the birth date. So I basically have to tell it where to put the information or it will not import it. And because those fields are required, if you leave it do not import, it's not going to do it for you. So that's basically the process. Then you click submit and the system automatically puts those people in your field. It just sends you a confirmation and it tells you how many people on the field on the file it uploaded. So basically that's all it takes. It's finding, you create a spreadsheet with all the fields, with the information for your students, and then just import it, select the branch that they're going to be going in, and you're good to go. So let me just cancel out of here so we can resume this again. So import users from CSV, you choose the file, you select the store, and then when you, let me choose the file again. Click next, then you marry the fields to the columns, and then click submit, and those users go automatically in your system. That's all it takes. So that's for users. Any questions about this? We good? This is kind of the things that you need to test and practice with. So I'll be sending you, I'll try to get that, finalize those fields and make sure that we have all the right fields before I send you the spreadsheet later today.
Oh, no, I did have a question if I can interrupt.
Sure.
Regards to the learning plan, I was under the impression based on previous webinars that there was a base set of learning plans that would be made available for all administrators, and the additional fee would be coming into effect if we in fact wanted to customize those learning plans. Am I wrong in that assumption?
That's what we are trying to do. I need to do some more testing of the software to guarantee that. But that is the idea, that we will have some default learning plans that you could use to, but we need to know more about the system to be able to make sure that those learning plans will be available for a regular administrator to assign.
Okay. And then with regards to importing multiple users, when we want to look at that sample Excel file, does it contain all the fields that are required?
The sample CSV file does not contain all the files. That's what I'm going to be sending out,
Okay.
complete sample list, because that's the default of the whole platform, and we have some custom fields in this platform, so it will not be included in there. Did I answer?
Okay, but you are going to send out an email of a sample that contains all the fields that are required,
Yes.
right?
So you can use that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to
Gotcha.
post it, and I'm going to post it also on the website, so you can have
Okay.
access to it at any times. So that's part of my notes here. So anybody else? Any other question? We good?
Yep.
Okay.
So your hope with this system is when you can get those base learning plans incorporated with the new system, we will, as an administrator, be able to plug a base learning plan with a new user. Correct? That's what your hope is.
That's what we're hoping for, and that
Okay.
is a 50-50 right now. It's a 50-50 chance.
So if that doesn't happen, then we would just basically a new user would have no learning plan. We would just have to click specific courses for each new user, correct?
The user themselves will enroll in the courses. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So so that is for the administrator users, and then let's look at the administrator reports. And there's some very nice out-of-the-box reports in here that you can use. This summary report is basically, if I type for a user personal, let me see, Oscar here, let me look at Tammy. I click generate, and then I have the same statistics page for the student from the reports page. The course summary is basically an information on any particular course. Let me see a course that might be in use here. Let's see. So here is, if I want to see how my people, for example, I have a rollout and I want to make sure that everybody has sexual harassment, I can run this summary and I can see all the activity within the last 12 months for that particular course. So how many users are enrolled, how many days since that course launch, how many training materials are there. So it's we know by now, because we know how the courses are built, that this is one course content file and 2 tests. That's going to be the training materials. And then one person has it in progress. Nobody has completed the course. Okay, so that's the information, and there's no users found within that group. Okay, so that is my course summary. Gonna get out of there, and then on the right side I have the list of the standard reports. And the neat feature here is that you have a series of standard reports, but if you want to have less information or you want to customize a version, any version of these reports, you can do that. So let's look at the user courses report. That means that it's going to give me a list of the users and the courses that they are working on. And here, oh, this is not a good group to do this. Let me sign out and log in as myself so I can have data there. So if I go to reports, then if I go to user courses and I click view, it gives me a list of, it's a lot of information in here. Let me see if I can make it bigger. So it tells me the username, the first name, last name of the student, their email, the level of that person. Is that an instructor? Is that a learner? And a learner is a regular user or a student. If that person is an administrator, we would have, there's at the bottom I have a list of all the files on the multiple pages. So if that person suspended means is that user active or not, and if that user is suspended means there will be a date next to it. You have a code for the course. You have the course name, the category that the course belongs to. When the student registered, when the student was registered, when the student was subscribed to the course, the first time they access the course, then we have a completion date, then we have a status. So if the course is in progress, it's completed. You have the number of sessions, so the number of times that the student has gone into the course to do some work, the time in the course, and then credits. And we are not using credits right now. So you see there's a lot of information in here. So if I think that this is too much for me and I want to do something specifically, you can come and create your own custom report. And I did create a summary version of it. So you could use this one if you would like to. So this is user courses summary, and you can view this report. And in here, I'm just using the branch information, which is the store information, the student name, whether suspended, and then I eliminated some of the fields, so it's not that long. So it's very easy to come in and customize a report. So I can click create custom report, and then I choose the base of the report that I want to use. I give it a name, and this is test report, and I click next. And I'm going to say I want this report for everybody in my group, so I can either choose all the students. I want to be part of my report, and then I click. My screen is too big. Hold on. Oops. Okay. And then I click next. I could technically choose all the students, or I can choose a particular branch. So if you're reporting for multiple stores, you have multiple stores, you can create a specific report for one of the stores. So that's the point of having the branches. So I'm going to click next. And I can choose the courses that I want to include in my report. So I'm just going to click the checkbox next to code, and I'm going to choose all the courses that are available. And I'm going to click next. And then then it tells me, okay, what fields do you want in your report? And I can come here and select, I want the first name, last name. I don't care about the email address for this. All I want to know is the course that they're taking, the course category, and the status of that course. And I want to know, I don't care about the enrollment fields, when did they enroll, or when did, I might want to know what the status is. Do I want to know the number of times that they asked, that they got into the course? So you pick whatever fields you want to, and just click next. And it's created that report, and I can either save it and show it, or I can go back to the list, or I can go to the previous page and change. So I'm going to save and show it. So this is the report that I just created. So it has the branches, it has the user first name and last name with their username, the status, the course name, the category of the course, and the status of the course, and the number of sessions, for example. So that's all it takes to create a test report. Okay, just Any questions about the reports so far?
No.
Okay. So you can view a report or you can download it, which is basically this system calls it export it. So you can export it to Excel, or you can export it as an HTML file, or you can export it as a CSV. Okay. And here is, I created this report, the test score. That's the one that the test report. The first one is the one that I just created, and I can come in and edit it, and I can say, well, go through the whole process again and make changes to this particular report. Okay? Or I can delete it with the red X. So that's there are different versions of the reports. The user delay, it refers to when you put due dates for the courses for a particular student. So you can run that report and see how people are doing with their due dates. User learning objects, it's the one that you will use if you want to look at the test detail, the test results and the scores. Courses users is basically the same report that we just saw, but what it does is it gives you, you run a report for a course, and then it gives you the information of the users that are in that particular course. Group courses, it's not something that we're doing right now, the groups feature. Groups is basically an opportunity that the system gives you to do cross-function, cross-hierarchical groups. So you can create groups for cashiers, you can create groups for administrators, you can create groups for managers, and then that way you can run reports for those particular groups without having later on to sort them out or sort them from different views. So that's a nice tune. So now that's the reports feature. Let me get out of my account because I have many features that you're not going to need. So now I'm going to show you the features for somebody who has a learning plan as an administrator. And it's I'll go ahead and sign in. In here, this person has, this is another group that is using the learning plans. So, oops, no, it's not going to work. Let me go back to mine. Because for some reason she doesn't have that activated in hers. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to look for learning plans. In your case, obviously you're going to have much less features. So when I do have a learning plan feature, this is what I can do. I can come here and I can create a learning plan, and basically all I have to do is give a code. So this is going to be onboarding. Onboarding 2, and it's going to be new employee test, and I can give a description to be determined, and I can assign a certificate for that particular curriculum. So I'm just going to do, this is going to be an RLI certificate that this group is going to get for this, and then I confirm. And it does create my new learning plan. So I have, it's the last item. And then I have to do a couple of things before this is valid. I have to look at the courses that I want to put in my learning plan. So that's why I'm going to click on that first next to the 0 that has the 3 little lines. So that is going to allow me to assign courses to that curriculum. So all I have to do is click Assign Courses, and I can pick, I'm just going to pick 3 courses here randomly. I don't even know what languages they are in. And I'm going to confirm those 3 courses, and I can go back and assign more courses. And here I can come, now that I have my courses chosen, that little 0 that is to the right side of the name of the course, it has that little link, and that is kind of to establish pre-requirements for this course. So I can say, let me see, I can say that the Fruta Cítrica, the second course, has a prerequisite of the first course. So I'm going to make the FLB course a prerequisite. And I click confirm. And now this course, I know it has a prerequisites because it's telling me there that it has one. And I can come and list in any order the courses how I want them to appear in the actual learning plan. Okay, so I can come here and play with that, rearrange the courses until I'm happy, and when I'm done with that, I go back. And when I go back, you see now that if you look at my screen, that I have the 3 courses assigned to it here, and then, but I don't have anybody assigned to it. So that's why my little people icon has 0 next to it. So I click on my people, and then I can go and find users that I want to assign this particular curriculum. So I'm going to assign it to myself, and I can choose those people there. Or if I want more than people, let me just choose everyone and I'll check. If I want to assign it to everybody in my store, then I go to the branch and then choose the branch that will be taking, and everybody in that branch will be assigned that particular curriculum. And then I confirm that. So let me see. Let me just go assign it to myself because I don't want to mess up everybody else's. And I confirm. And then you have the name of the student that has that program. And if you have a branch, then it will list the branch in there. Okay? So that's all you need to do. And now when that person logs in, they're going to have that learning plan displayed in front of their screen. Okay? So that's all it takes to manage, to create a learning plan. There is a lot of work involved for us on the back end because we have to give you access to the rights and make you owner, and it's a constant maintenance of this feature. It's not something that happens automatically. You will not get access to all the courses automatically. So it has to be one by one. And also, if you have a course coordinator, when you go to the administrator, you will also have a courses page to manage those courses. So not only can you go in and look at courses here, you could also technically look at somebody who's taking a course. Let me just find, let me see, Apples. Let me find my Apples courses that I'm enrolled in. So I click Apples, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to have Apples here. And there are 9 people enrolled in the Apples course. And when I go in here, I can look for Anna, and the yellow indicates that that course is in progress, that that person started it. They haven't completed it. So here, Devin Ross really completed the course because she has a green check mark. Next to that status of the course symbol, I have the little three lines for the menu. And here, I can come here and say this, I can adjust the edit enrollments. So I can come here and say this course is going to be available for this student from this date to that date, and then change that. Or I can technically go here and it will display the email, and if I had any dates assigned to it, it would be active from and until. I can remove somebody who has earned a certificate for that course. I can reset the date range for the access, and I can see the student statistics from here. So there's a lot of additional controls that you would have if you are a course coordinator. So that is, in a nutshell, the areas that we needed to show you. Are there, let me open the floor on Moodle. 2 questions.
Okay, Anna.
Uh-huh.
What you were just showing, was that strictly just for the course coordinator, or is that also just for a regular administrator being able to enroll, say, just regular users or employees?
No, the regular administrator, it's going to have access to enroll users, view users, not enroll, to register users, and to do the report. If you want to assign courses to a student, like pre-enroll them, and if you want to create learning plan, then you have to have a course coordinator position.
Okay.
Okay. If you are a regular, a standard administrator like we had before, that standard position will look like Oscars. I can't even, okay. Will look like Oscars where, let me see, where he only has the dashboard. He has the users to register students, create new students, I should speak with property, to register new users, and to assign those new users to particular parts of your organization, and to do the reports. Those are the standard features. Anything that has to do with pre-enrolling student in courses and with learning plans, it's for the course coordinator.
But Anna, could not an administrator just pre-select courses and put them in under each student?
You can log in as a student and pre-enroll them directly in their account. Technically, yeah.
Okay, you just have to enroll as that particular student, though. You can't do it just from the admin part of it.
No.
Yeah.
If you're a super user.
No. Yeah, you're correct. You can log in as somebody else and then just enroll them in those particular courses. And then when they use the account, they will see those in my courses. But to do it from your administrator account, you would have to have the course coordinator position.
Didn't you say yesterday the course coordinator, what was that, additional $225 fee a year? Is that what you said?
It's $250 a year, yeah.
An extra $250 a year.
Mm-hmm. And if you have multiple stores, you can have that be made a generic position that is available to all the administrators in your organization. And that way they can enroll people, anybody within the group, into a particular learning plan. So if you have multiple stores, you don't have to have one per store. You can have one for the group, and then have somebody manage those learning plans and course assignments. Any other questions?
Yeah, in the phone message you sent me yesterday, you said what will happen by the early rollout date. We will set up your store and one administrator, and we'll be ready for you to log in. How exactly is that going to happen?
Well, this is what we need you to do. If you are deciding that you want to commit to the early rollout, meaning that there would not be any data in your files, you will be starting from scratch. You will be registering your new students. You will be adding everything new. Then what I'll need you to do is just go to the 2015lms.com website, click on the webinars page, and then open that January 29th rollout, and then open that, click to open the request form, and then fill that out, because this means that that you will not have any history rollout from the old system. I need to have kind of an official confirmation of that. And if you want to have your course coordinator, you can click on that, and we'll set you up as that. Okay? So all I need is to have this form, and as soon as I have this form, we'll set you up and we'll send you the information. So you should have it either, if you do it now, you should have it by this afternoon or early tomorrow morning. Okay. And there is, if I may ask you a favor, I would like to ask you your opinion. We're working on the last page of the course when you complete, and I would like just to, as users and people who are really interested in this, we value your opinion, and it will help us make a decision on how we're going to work with this. This is the very sample completion. So when you are a student and you go into a course, at the end of each part, you're going to go and go straight. The system is going to prompt you to go and do the test, even though you can continue with the content.
A berry is a simple fruit. Have you
Is quiet, Jason. And now on the table of contents, if I'm going to show you the first option when you complete the course. So once you complete reviewing the content, I want to see what information do you think it communicates better to the student that they have to click the complete button there to check the course content piece, because that must be done manually. So do you prefer this page that says you have finished the last part and reached the end? You must click the button to mark that you have completed viewing this course. And then they click complete, and when they go out, that circle under the course content piece is going to be check mark. Or that's option one. Then let's look at option B. And in here, we are telling them to change the status. So what would it sound more logical to you? The complete button or the change status button?
Option one.
Option one.
Option one, option one, option one. Jason is here giving a thumbs up because that's what we would prefer. But we wanted to make sure what makes more sense to you, because we know the system, we know what it means, but from your perspective, it has a lot of value. And I appreciate it a lot that you guys are giving me the feedback. Any questions, any additional questions that I might be able to answer for you? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure that you go to the website, to LMS. What is the website page? Let me just go back here. Okay, so you go to 2015lms.com, click on webinar, January 29th, rollout request, and then click here to open the request form. And then if you send me that information, we'll set you up right away and give you the details. And then I owe you the CSV sample file to do the mass upload of the students. So I will have that this afternoon. I'm committing to you to have that for you this afternoon. Okay. Anything else that you guys need? Is this? What do you feel about the system? What's your impression?
The $250 fee, is that an annual fee?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and then how is that? Is that invoiced to us? Is that taken out of our IGA fees through our distributor? How is that paid?
You're an IGA. Hold on, give me a second, because I know IGAs might work different. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, I have to hold off on that answering that question because I'm not sure what it's going to happen with the IGA's stores. I know Paulo was talking to Mark to figure that one out, but I don't have the right answer right now. So who was asking the question?
I was Scott Blair, Liberty IGA.
Okay. Let me check what the decision was this morning because they were talking about it before I came into the webinar. So,
Okay.
so I don't know exactly what the decision was. Liberty IGA. Okay. Any other questions? Very good. Okay, well, thank you so much. I look forward to receiving your early rollout forms. Those of you who are rolling out for March, just make sure that you clean up your files, that you roll out all the accounts and people that are not there, and be ready to Friday, February the 6th to be the last day that you can enroll, that you can register a new student into the current system. And on the 20th, that would be the last day to complete any courses. And on the week of February 23rd to the 27th, we will be down for the transfer. If all goes well and I don't jump out of the building, March 2nd, March 2nd, we should be live. So I'm really so looking forward to have this new system available to you guys. I think it's a huge improvement and a lot easier to navigate and do things and maintenance for you with your students. So looking forward to that date. If there's nothing else, then I'll let you go and have a good afternoon. And if any questions, just give me a call.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.